time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Disney thought it would be an excellent idea to have an entire land in their theme parks, both in Disney California and also in Hollywood studios. And so they set about building a Star Wars themed land. And here it is. Yes, it's the village of the Black Spire Outpost on the remote frontier planet of Batuu, otherwise known as Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge is incredibly immersive, and there are so many hidden Easter eggs, so many thoughts that the Imagineers put in to make Galaxy's Edge as realistic to Star Wars fans as possible. It's just an absolutely incredible place for any Star Wars fans, whether you're a fan of the original trilogy like me, absolutely the best, or you're a fan of the prequels, or you're one of those rare people that actually enjoys the sequels. But there is just so much detail, so much theming, so much backstory that goes into this land. And in this video, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper and discover some of the secrets for Galaxy's Edge. And we're going to share them all with you. So sit back, get yourself a glass of blue milk, and I hope you enjoy yourself. So the first Easter egg is this green speeder here. The Arabesh translates literally to LMA, which is Light Motor Action, which was the Light Motor Action stunt show, and this is the area that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was built on. So we're in Docking Bay 7 in Batuu. And we've just ordered some food. So we've got the chicken yip tip and a Ronto roaster. We're about to tuck in because we're very hungry. So when they were designing Galaxy's Edge, the Imagineers tried to use materials from the pre-1980s, or at least to get materials that looked pre-1980s. They wanted to keep the theming of Galaxy's Edge in line with the original trilogy films, so they had to source as much as they can to make it look pre-1980. And I think they've certainly achieved that. Semi-shabby kind of, what would you describe it as, Jay? Dirty, industrial look in Docking Bay 7. So Galaxy's Edge and Batuu is not set in a specific film or era as such. It's supposed to be its own standalone planet, but the Imagineers wanted to give as many nods as they could to the original trilogy films and also the prequels. So you can see in Ronto Roasters there is a pod racing engine like they used in episode 1, Phantom Menace, when Anakin goes pod racing. This, firing the Ronto Roasters, is a pod racing engine. And that's just a little nod to the Phantom Menace. We're in Black Spire Outpost, and this obelisk just at the entrance to the marketplace. The Imagineers say, because everything has a backstory, the Imagineers say if you touch it and say "Till the Spire," it gives you good luck so that you may return in good health to this place again. So let's go and do that. Till the Spire. So what I think is a really interesting fact from Galaxy's Edge, I'm sorry I've just been a bit of a nerd here, is that all the trash cans
in Galaxy's Edge. They all have the same serial number on them, I'll show you in a minute. And the serial number is the same number from in the film A New Hope, where Luke and Han and Leia are trapped in the garbage compactor, and Luke's being a whiny brat and screaming at 3PO. Sorry, we just got some fireworks going off. The serial number that Luke says is the same number that they've put on all the garbage cans in Galaxy's Edge. Awesome. So while we're talking about the garbage cans, you might have seen the little hieroglyphic symbols there above the numbers. That's Batu's very own language, and it's called Arabesh. They also have a spoken language, which is Batuese. So when you walk in the morning, you might be greeted by the cast members saying "Bright Suns, Travellers," which is good morning. Rising Moons is good afternoon, and Till the Spire is good evening or goodbye. If you happen to see Violet the Spy or somebody else that you think is in the Resistance, you can always walk up to them and say, "Ignite the spark," and that's the greeting used to greet people in the Resistance, who will then reply, "Light the fire." A little joke for you there. There's another example of some more Arabesh for you. I'm going to hazard a guess that it says the Droid Depot, because that's where we are. So if you look down in Galaxy's Edge, you can see all the tracks and footmarks and things in the pavement.
Yes, I'll do that. I'll report their every move and back to you. Anything you want to know, I'll be your messenger.
So the Millennium Falcon in all her hunk of junk glory. The Millennium Falcons at Galaxy's Edge in both Disney World and Disneyland are the only two full-size Millennium Falcons anywhere in the world ever. The original films, the subsequent films, never built a full-size Millennium Falcon. They used props, models, parts of it. So the two Millennium Falcons in Galaxy's Edge in Disney World and Disneyland are the only two full-size Millennium Falcons ever. On the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy. Made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. Again, talking about harking back to the original trilogy, on top of Docking Bay 7 you can see there's some cargo containers, and you can just about make out the numbers 77, 80, and the one on the right is 83. That's the year the original trilogy came out. So A New Hope in 1977, Empire Strikes Back in 1980, and Return of the Jedi in 1983. Just a really nice little touch, you know, to where it all started, and the original and best trilogy in my opinion. Attractive, isn't it? What phone would be facing? Doesn't mean that that's going on.
Let's try that again without me super focused on.
No numbers.
No, not that one.
So this is my top tip if you are a big Star Wars fan and want to achieve some very empty photographs, videos, whatever, to get Star Wars Galaxy's Edge virtually to yourself, then make a booking for Ogre's Cantina as close as possible to park closing. So we got this footage. We booked Ogre's Cantina at 9:45 p.m. when the park closed at 10 p.m. and you're allowed to stay for 45 minutes in Ogre's Cantina. So by the time we left, it was kind of 10:30, 20 to 11. The entire theme park was absolutely empty. The only people that were still in there were cast members and maybe 5 or 6 other tourists. Just look, there's nobody there at all. You get amazing videos, photos with nobody else in them. Just absolutely stunning. You also get to hear all the sounds, all the spaceships landing, taking off without the constant background mutter of thousands and thousands of guests. So you get to be truly immersed in what the Imagineers wanted you to hear and sense as you were going round, and it just makes it much more immersive, added to the fact that it's truly stunning at night. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, that is the top tip. Again, I'm going to point out how absolutely empty this is at this time of night. This is the queue entrance for Rise of the Resistance. If you've ever been to Galaxy's Edge, you will know how rammed this area is, and there's just absolutely nobody here. Can't recommend coming at this time enough. And as you can see, as we walk down past the Chinese theatre, again, random cast member, absolutely nobody else there. So if you wanted to get other photos, videos, footage, anything like that, you can't wander off round the theme park. You can only go from Galaxy's Edge to the exit, but you can still get some stunning photos on the way out. And also just want to say, if you're staying on property and you need Disney transport to get back, do not worry. As long as there are guests in the park, buses will keep running. We got to the exit to the park, spoke to the bus transportation people. They asked us where we were going. We said we were going to Old Key West. They said that's fine, walk to the first bus you find, tell them where you want to go, and they will take you. And we literally had a private bus to ourselves.